Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Please join us today. Today we'll be studying Srimad Bhagavatam 10th Canto, Chapter 65, Lord Balarāma visits Vṛndāvana. Please join us for Jai Radha Madhava. Hare Krishna. Jai Radha Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today we will be studying Srimad Bhagavatam 10th Canto, Chapter 65, Lord Balarāma visits Vṛndāvana. Please join us for the recitation of the first verse. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskritya
Narayanam Namaskritya
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Tato Jayamudiryet
Tato Jayamudiryet
Shravtam Swakatha Krishna
Shravtam Sakatha Krishna
Punya Shamana Kirtanaha
Punya Shravana Kirtana
Hridayantasto Bhadrani
Hridayantastho Bhadrani
Vidunoti Suhasatam
Vidunoti Sarasatam
Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu
Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavate Uttam Shloke
Bhagavate Rutam Shloke
Bhaktir Bhavti Nashtiki.
Bhaktir Bhavti Nashtiki.
Hare Krishna. So please join us for the recitation of the first verse. Sheshaka Uvacha
Shri Shukuvacha
Balabhadra Kurushrestha
Balabhadra Kuru Shrestha
Bhagwan Ratham Astitah
Bhagavan Rathamastita
Suhridrikshur Utkantaha
Suhrid Darkshar Utkantha
Prayayananda Gokulam.
Prayaya Nanda Gokulam.
Please.
Which canto and verse?
So this is Srimad Bhagavatam 10th Canto, Chapter 65, Verse 1. Title of the chapter is Lord Balarāma visits Vṛndāvana. And I do want to request, if you have any question, please write it in the comments area. So at the end of the class, we'll be addressing various questions. Hare Krishna. Related to the topic if possible. Hare Krishna.
Shri Shukuvacha
Shri Shuka Uvacha
Balabhadra Kuru Shrestha
Balabhadra Kurusheshtha
Bhagavan Rathamastita
Bhagwan Ratham Astitah
Suhrida Didrakshar Utkantha
Suhrida Didrukshur Utkantaha
Prayaya Nanda Gokulam
Prayayananda Gokulam. Shri Shuka Uvacha.
Shri Shukuvacha
Shri Shukdev Goswami said,
Shri Shukdev Goswami said
Balabhadraha,
Balabhadra
Lord Balarāma,
Lord Balram
Kurusheshtha,
Kuru Shrestha,
O best of the Kurus, King Parikshit,
O best of the Kurus, King Parikshit,
Bhagavan,
Bhagwan,
the Supreme Lord,
the Supreme Lord,
Ratham,
Ratham,
on his chariot,
on his chariot,
Astitaha,
Astita,
mounted,
mounted,
Suhrit,
Suhrid,
his well-wishing friends,
his well-wishing friends,
Didrakshuhu,
Didakshu,
wishing to see,
wishing to see,
Utkantaha,
Utkantha,
eager,
eager,
Prayayo,
Prayayo, traveled,
Nanda Gokulam,
Nanda Gokulam,
to the cowherd village of Nand Maharaj.
to the cowherd village of Nanda Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Translation by the disciples of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Shukdev Goswami said, O best of the Kurus, once Lord Balarāma, eager to visit his well-wishing friends, mounted his chariot and travelled to Nanda Gokula. Purport: As Srila Jiva Goswami points out, Lord Balarāma's journey to Sri Vṛndāvana is also described in the Harivamsha, Vishnu Parva 46.10. कस्यचिदथ कालस्य स्मृत्वा गोपेषु सौहृदं जगमैको व्रजं रामः कृष्णस्यानुमते स्थितः. Remembering the deep friendship he once enjoyed with the cowherd folk, Lord Ram went alone to Vraj, having taken Lord Krishna's permission. The simple residents of Vṛndāvana were aggrieved that Lord Krishna had gone to live elsewhere, so Lord Balarāma went there to console them. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur addresses the question of why Lord Krishna, the great ocean of pure love, did not also go to Vraj. In explanation, the Acharya provides the following two verses. Preyasi prema vikhyataha pitravati vatsalo prema vashash cha krishnastam tattva na katham eshyati iti matveva yadavaha pratyabadhanan harer gato vraja prema pravardhi swa Leeladhinatvam Yushaha. The Yadus thought, the Lord's beloved girlfriends are famous for their pure ecstatic love and his parents are extremely affectionate toward him. Lord Krishna is controlled by pure love. So if he goes to see them, how will he be able to leave them and come back to us? With this in mind, the Yadus prevented Lord Hari from going, knowing that he becomes subservient to the pastimes in which he reciprocates the ever-increasing love of the inhabitants of Vraj. So the last line is very important. We'll read it again. With this in mind, the Yadus prevented Lord Hari from going, knowing that he becomes subservient to the pastimes in which he reciprocates the ever-increasing love of the inhabitants of Vraj. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshitarine Om Jnana Timrandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat Kripa Tadham Vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So Lord Balarāma visits Vṛndāvana, and Lord Krishna, even though Lord Vasudeva, he wants to visit Vṛndāvana, he is taught by his own kingsmen, the Yadus. And of course his wives, the queens, 16,108 in number, they also prevent him. Now there are two amazing references given in the scriptures as why they are preventing him. One is given in Brihad Bhagavatamrita, which is a summary of, it's an appendix to the Mahabharata commentary written by Jaimini Rishi. So it appears at the end as an appendix to that Mahabharata commentary given by Jaimini Rishi. And Ved Vyas wrote his Mahabharata, and to that the appendix is Harivamsha. So there is a reference to Harivamsha that's been given in the Vishnu Parva that we read, 46.10. That verse is being provided by Srila Jiva Goswami, describing why Lord Balarāma went and why. And later on we heard as how Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he reveals that he was not able to go. So again, this lesson and its related story that we'll cover right after this is helping us to awaken our genuine feeling of loving gratitude, loving surrender, loving reciprocation to Lord's mercy, that He loves us so much. So Lord Krishna is eager for our love. And He loves us so much as a father, as a, as a caretaker. He's everything. Tameva mata chapita tameva, tameva bandhuscha sakha tameva. Tameva vidya dharvinam tameva, tameva sarva mama deva deva. So we sing these prayers because He's our all in all. He's our life and soul. And He is reciprocating thousands and millions times more, and just eager to wait, because that is love, right? In love, when you ask someone to come to you, you don't force them, because then you are asking them to be a slave. But Lord doesn't want slavery. He wants our love, the sweet love. It's like the soft butter that He wants to steal our heart. He wants our heart to melt like butter, and He wants to relish the sweet taste of that butter, the relishing, amazing taste of love that our heart would pour in love. So in this regard, Brihad Bhagavatamrita, it is very nicely revealed in the first section as how the queens of Lord Krishna, they were constantly perplexed that Lord Krishna is calling out the names of the gopis in his dreams. So when he's sleeping, he's calling them out. Even Uddhav, who is constantly serving Lord Krishna, and he's pressing his feet, he would hear Lord Krishna calling out the name of various gopis. He would call out, "Oh Radha, where are you? Oh Vishakha, where are you? Oh, Lalita, where are you?" So he would call out the name of various gopis. And as we already heard, that Chandravali expanded as, in Aishwarya Bhava, as Queen Rukmini. And Satyabhama expanded as, expansion of Radharani in Aishwarya Bhava. So sometimes an expansion considers themselves equal. So this is also being replicated, because all these queens were perplexed. They were serving personally Lord Krishna. And since they were thinking that Lord Krishna is residing with them only, they were thinking that they are His favorite queen, because He is just staying with them, not with other queens. So that is again Lord's inconceivable potency, that He expanded into 16,108 forms, and He was residing with individual queen. And those queens were constantly attracted by Lord Krishna, but they could never arouse any lusty desire in Lord Krishna. So it is said, even though Lord Krishna had 10 sons and 1 daughter from each of the queen, there was no physical, intimacy. So that is again a potency of Lord Krishna. And so in Brihad Bhagavatamrita, it is described that they are all perplexed, and they are telling Devashi Narad that Lord Krishna, He is calling out to these gopis. And then to show this potency, Lord Brahma creates a false Vṛndāvana, an imitation of Vṛndāvana. And there He's created various statues, murtis, right? And of the gopis, of Nand Maharaj and Yashoda Mai. And only person who's really living is Rohini, Mother Rohini. She goes there. And Lord Krishna is waking up in his Gwala, dress with Balarāma. And then Lord Krishna is, seeing that he is in Vṛndāvana, he's constantly immersed in that love, and he is, approaching different statues of these gopis, and he's calling them, "Why are you not responding, and so forth." So that is to show the ecstatic love he experienced towards the residents of Vṛndāvana, especially the gopis and Yashoda Mai and Nand Maharaj. So at that time, Balarāma shows him. So this was actually the coast of Gujarat. That's where this imitation was created, and he shows him that there is Dwarka. And Lord Krishna suddenly comes to his realization that he is not in Vṛndāvana. This was just a imitation Vṛndāvana created by Lord Brahma and Vishwakarma. So this was one place where it was reciprocated. Lord Krishna, when he goes to Vṛndāvana, he doesn't come back. And we already heard that Acharyas in their commentary have said again and again that Lord Krishna never steps out of Vṛndāvana. So who is this personality? This is Vasudeva, an expansion of Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna expands as Balarāma. Balarāma expands as Vasudeva, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Niruddha. And these 4 personalities are in Dwarka. So Lord Vasudeva is in separation. He is not able to go to Vṛndāvana. Well, Lord Krishna is already in Vṛndāvana in its aparakrit bhav. and he's reciprocating to all the devotees in their heart and all the residents of Vṛndāvana by being in their heart and reciprocating according to their individual level of love and gratitude and remembrance. So Smaran Leela is the topmost way of meditating on Lord. So again, of all the meditations, Smaran Leela, thinking of Lord Krishna's pastimes, of his various activities, of his sweet smile, those, of his name form activities, we constantly looking at, and even his paraphernalia is part of Smaran Leela. So, Brihad Bhagavatamrita identifies that. And Lord Krishna, when Satyabhama tries to become angry, he chastises her. But today we are going to cover another story, where Lord Krishna, means again, why Yadavas were so afraid. They were not so afraid at that particular incident as given in Brihad Bhagavatamrita, which is, the commentary to Jaimini Rishi's Mahabharata. Or as per Harivamshas, which is a appendix to Vyasadev's Mahabharata. There is an appendix again. So even these great Puranas, these great scriptures also have appendices. So this is an appendix, Harivamsha to Mahabharata. And so it once so happened, to understand the glories of Lord Krishna's love and Radharani's love is being reciprocated in this pastime, that Sridhama had actually cursed Radharani that she would not be able to see Krishna for 100 years. So those 100 years have passed. And yet at the same time, always remember, Lord Krishna is always Navayovana, and Radharani always looks like, little older than 13 years of age. So that's their form. These are non-changing. Even at the Battle of Kurukshetra, when Lord Krishna is there, he just looks like a 16-year-old young man. So he's Navyavanam. Advaitam achyutam anadim ananta rupam adyam purana purusham navyavanam cha. So Lord Brahma is praying that your form is Advaitam. There is no equal to your form. Achyutam, and you never fall down. Anadim anantarupam, and there is no one older than you. You are the oldest of all. And you have anantarupam, you have innumerable expansions. Adyam Purana Purusham, and you are the oldest of all, right? Adyam Purana Purusham, you are the oldest of all. Purusha is also meant to enjoy. So Lord is the only enjoyer. We are enjoyed as living entities. Navayovanam cha, Navayovanam, and you are always youthful in your looks. And Srila Prabhupada used to say that, Lord Krishna, when he was the charioteer, as Parthasarathi, when he appeared, he had this soft hair, like boys, 16, 17 years, they get a soft hair as their mustache. So that's the kind of mustache Lord Krishna has, and this sweet smile. So you can imagine an attractive smile of Lord Krishna. So once Radharani from Chandanan, she heard the glories of Siddhashram. That one who sees Siddhashram, just by touching Siddhashram, just by going Siddhashram, by taking bath at Siddhashram, one can attain all kind of liberations. This is like Sayujya, Sarupya, Samepya. So those kind of liberations. So she had this desire. Now that the curse period is over, she wanted to go and take bath at Siddhashram. So just because she desired all these, she had hundreds of groups of gopis and the gopamen, and of course she is Radhe Vṛndāvaneshwari. So she is the, goddess of Vrindavan. So she goes in a palanquin, all these hundreds of gopis, they are going with her, and millions of cowherd men, they are going to provide protection, make sure that she is able to take this bath she so desires at Siddhashram. And all her desire is not to get any of these liberations, but rather she wants to see Krishna. That's the desire she has. So imagine, for that desire she would go to such a length, just take bath at a pilgrimage. This also glorifies. So she's actually also glorifying the pilgrimage. So there was a moment that happened that after some time people stopped going, doing yagyas, and that's also being explained by acharyas why that happened. Pilgrimage is a normal process that started in Dwapar Yuga. And in the Shastra it is explained, Krite tada dhayate vishrum Tretayam yajato make Dwapare paricharyayam Kala tad hari kirtanat. Krita Yug, Satyug, Dhyayate Vishnu. One could meditate on Lord Vishnu's form and can attain perfection. But to be able to meditate, people in that age used to have life in hundreds of thousands of years. Right? Like Vishwamitra, he meditated for 60,000 years and still Menaka disturbed him. Prachetas, they meditate for 10,000 years. King Anartha, he meditated for 1,000,000 years, 100 million years actually. So you can imagine they had such amazing lifespan. But we don't have such a strong lifespan, right? We only live up to 100 years. This body perishes after 100 years. Or so. Sometimes people exceed, sometimes they leave early. Now, Tretayam Yajatomake. So in the time, so the four principles of religion, austerity, cleanliness, mercy, and truthfulness. So what happened with the Krita Yuga? The austerity aspect went away. So what we are left with? The people in Treta Yuga, they were left with cleanliness, mercy, and truthfulness. So yajnas were performed. Kriteta, Tretayam yajatomake. So by performing 5 sacrifices, and for 5 sacrifices, 6 types of cleanliness cleanliness need to be taken care of. So when you are clean, the person who is performing, the host and the priest, they should be clean. The environment should be clean, the place should be clean, the samagri should be clean, and so forth. So cleanliness was the criteria, so that was used, and by performing 5 sacrifices, one could attain perfection. Well, it just so happened that Treta Yuga passed and Dwapar Yuga came. And Dwapare Paricharyayam. So in Dwapar Yuga, people took to temple worship. Why? Because cleanliness went away. Now the mercy aspect is there and truthfulness is there. So the next best is to be able to, worship and go to various pilgrimages. That's why we see Lord Balarāma goes on pilgrimage, Akrura goes on pilgrimage. Even Uddhav is sent by Lord Krishna to Badrika Ashram to see Lord Narayan and give them the message that Lord Krishna has through Uddhav. So Uddhav is carrying this message for them. Actually the message for Uddhav. They already know what the message is, but it is mainly for Uddhav. But sometimes when somebody gives us instruction, we may not take it so well. And there is a tendency that it is for us, then we don't. But if we have to pass this message to someone else, we want to make sure that we understand it very well. So the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam is also called Uddhav Gita, where Uddhav is getting this message from Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna is giving this message, and Uddhav is inquiring so that he understands the message very well and can pass it on nicely to Narayan Rishi. So in Dwapar Yuga, people will go to different pilgrimages. So that is what started. But with the coming of Kali Age, Kala Tad Hari Ketanat. So even the mercy aspect went away. And in Kali Age, we see how many slaughterhouses have been opened all over the place. And even with words, people are committing violence. Just by speech. The words are more harmful sometimes than the swords and the arrows that could physically injure us or even kill us. These words have to be spoken very softly in a very sweet manner. So again, people don't realize that this is not our right. This is actually a privilege the humankind has received, to be able to speak, to be able to pass on the message in such beautiful ways. And the best way to pass on any message is by engaging in Hari Katha, Krishna Katha. So this is what we are doing. Srimad Bhagavatam is not different from Lord Krishna. So we are reading and discussing Krishna Katha. So Kalautad Hari Kirtanad. So what is the right sacrifice for the Kali age? Where truthfulness is still there, and at the end of Kali age, even the fourth quality, the fourth leg of dharma, it vanishes, it breaks down, which is truthfulness. And the process is Hari Kirtan, Sankirtan. Sankirtan is congregational chanting with the devotees, just by raising our hand and calling out to the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. So in Dwapar Yuga, right, that's where Radharani, near the end of Dwapar Yuga, after Shidama's curse is over, she decides to go to Siddhashram to take bath. And hundreds of groups of gopis are going, along with millions of cowherd men going with various kind of weapons to make sure that she is properly protected. Now she goes to Siddhashram. It just so happened that these cowherd men, they are holding sticks and various weapons, guarding the outer circle. The gopis are guarding the inner circle when Radharani is taking bath. It just so happened that Lord Krishna with his 16,108 queens also go there to Siddhashram, because the gopis are the queens of Lord Krishna. They have also heard the glories of Siddhashram, and Chandranan had provided the glories to Radharani. Devashi Narad gave the glories to the queens of Lord Krishna, and so they desired Lord Krishna accompanying them came. And now Yadavas, we have heard how the army of Yadavas was so valiant warriors were there, so amazing warriors. So they tried to approach Siddhashram, and seeing this cowherd man, they're like, how much trouble is it going to be? We're gonna just switch them away, right? We're just gonna clean them away, just move them, and then Lord Krishna along with his queens can take bath at Siddhashram. Well, it just so happens that the cowherd men, they beat up all the Yadavas. So the queens are amazed, and everyone is amazed in Krishna's party, in Lord Krishna's party. Everyone is amazed. They're saying, Lord Vasudeva, how is this possible? These cowherd men are beating our men. And who is this girl they are talking about, who's taking bath and should not be disturbed till she has finished her bath? And Lord Krishna smiles. Lord Vasudeva is smiling. When his queens, they are asking that, oh Lord Vasudeva, Prananath, right, is their husband. They are asking him, who is this girl who's taking bath and who is her beloved? That she's protected by these cowherd men who are defeating all the valiant, all the chivalrous soldiers of the Yadav army. Because Yadav armies, Yadus, they were proud. But no one is able to go. So again, you can think of how much potency these cowherd men had, that they were beating up the best soldiers in the universe. So here, Lord Krishna, Lord Vasudeva, he smiles and he says, this is none other than Radharani. She has the desire to take bath at Siddhashram. And so she has come with her hundreds of groups of gopis. So 100 groups of gopis have come, and millions of these cowherd men, they have come to make sure that she takes this bath. And now Satyabhama, she hears this and she says, oh, is she beautiful? Aren't we beautiful? So she is Radharani's expansion in Aishwarya Bhav. And she, in Aishwarya Bhav, in pride, she is saying that, am I not beautiful? Rukmini Devi, are you not beautiful? You are like, your hands are so soft as like lotus petals. And am I not beautiful? For me, Lord Krishna, he went at great lengths. And now she is singing her own glories. Satyabhama is telling that it is because of me that Lord Krishna defeated Narkasura, the Bhaumasura demon. He killed. He went to Pratyajotishpura and he killed that demon because of me. Because of me, he returned the earrings of Aditi and the parasol of Indra. Because of me, he returned the umbrella of Vṛndāvana. Because of me, he got the Parijat tree. Because of me, he fought with Indra and defeated him. And my father, he gave Shri Krishna Samantaka jewel when we were getting married. And that jewel still provides great wealth. So she is singing her own glories. This is also teaching us a lesson. We should not, sometimes pride, enters our heart and can cause us to glorify ourselves. And that is actually a very bad quality. So we should try to refrain from such qualities because they cause fall down. Here, Satyabhama is glorifying herself, saying that because of me, Lord Krishna got this Parijat tree, which is now at my doorstep. It is in my garden and is blooming all these Parijat flowers. And she was showing how proud she is of the Samantika jewel. And so aren't we beautiful? I'm the most beautiful of all women. She's actually glorifying her own beauty. And she's saying, because of me, you 16,100 queens of Krishna, you were accepted by Lord Krishna. If he had not gone to Pragyajyoteshpura, because of me, he would not have met you. You would not have offered yourself to Lord Krishna, and you would not have been his queens. So she's saying a great arrogance. Again, you have to understand, as a Kshatrani, Aishwarya Bhav, that's why she's reciprocating. Otherwise, they're transcendental, right? The queens of Lord Krishna and Dwarka are transcendental. They are even above. Dwarka is even above the Vaikuntha planets. And above Dwarka is Vṛndāvana. So you have to understand from that. And in Vṛndāvana, the topmost is Golok Vṛndāvana, right? So that's like the inner world of Vṛndāvana. So as Satyabhama is glorifying, Lord Krishna is just smiling. And so all the queens request, please, please, we want to see Radharani. And Lord Krishna says, so be it. So this is Devashi Narad narrating this story. And so Lord Krishna, he takes them. So when Lord Krishna is coming, Lord Vasudeva is coming, of course the cowherd man, he's their life and soul. How would they stop him? So they knew that this is Radharani's wish. She wants to see Krishna, and Krishna himself has come. Lord Vasudeva himself has come. So they are happy that Radharani's wish is coming, it's coming to life. Means she is getting this blessing that she was looking for, that Lord Vasudeva would come and see her. Lord Krishna himself would come. So they are very happy. So all the queens, 16,108 queens along with Lord Krishna, they are able to go to Siddhashram where Radharani is there. And when the queens, including Satyabhama, see Radharani, her beauty, where she was shining like rays, like the lightning bolts, that's how she was shining. And her ornaments were shining like sun. Looking at her beauty, all the queens of Lord Krishna, they faint. Imagine, they had never seen such a beautiful lady in their life. They all fainted, including Rukmini and Satyabhama. And Lord Krishna is just smiling, looking at Radharani, and Radharani is smiling, looking at Lord Krishna. So when these queens, they come back to their senses to realize that this is the beauty of Radharani, there is no equal in all of the spiritual and material universes of the beauty of Radharani. So she is so beautiful, and her loving glance is so enchanting that Lord Krishna is smiling. And at that time, Radharani, she brings Lord Krishna and sits him on a throne. So as Lord Krishna is sitting on this throne, the glories of this throne is identified, and all these 16,108 queens are dumbfounded. Literally, they are dumbfounded. They are constantly in amazement. Their eyes are like wide open. Like, what's really going on? They have never seen such a scene. And this throne where Lord Krishna is seated. So Radharani has offered this throne. Lord Krishna is sitting. The foot of that throne has many Samantika jewels. Satyabhama was proud of one Samantika jewel given to her. Now the foot of this throne is made up of many Samantika jewels. The side of this throne is made up of Chintamani jewels. So you can imagine, this is spiritual, right? Chintamani is in the spiritual world. The desire-fulfilling trees as well as the desire-fulfilling stones. Chintamani prakara sadmashukalpa vriksha laksha vrateshu surabhirabhipalayantam lakshmi sahasta shata sambrahma sevyamanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Lord Brahma is praying in Brahma Samhita that in your transcendental abode, even the road is paved with this Chintamani stone. So Chintamani jewel of that means, what to talk of stone? This is a jewel now. Jewels are on one side. Rubies are in the middle. And similarly, amazing transcendental jewels and stones are decorating this throne. On this throne, Lord Krishna is sitting, And as the queens are watching, Radharani worships Lord Shri Krishna by washing his feet, by offering him garlands and various kind of paraphernalia. And at that time, Queen Rukmini, as she composes herself, she becomes calm, patient, and realizing the glories of Radharani and how she loves Krishna with so much love that, in millions of years, none of the queens could even come close to that love. She feels like glorifying Radharani. So she says, Radharani, we want you to come with us. We want to know you. We want to be with you. So they take with Queen Rukmini all the 16,108 queens. They have taken Radharani to their camp, which was just at the outskirts of Siddhashram. And there, Queen Rukmini herself worships Radharani. So this is love. And Radharani is embracing all these queens. And she is saying, just like there is one moon and many chakora birds, similarly, oh my dear sisters, know that there is one Krishna and there are many queens, many women like us, many gopis. So Sahastra Shata Sambramya Sevyamanam. Lakshmi Sahastra Shata. So in Brahma Samhita, where those Lakshmi is the goddess of fortunes, which are hundreds of thousands are constantly serving Lord Krishna, these are gopis being referred in Brahma Samhita. And Lord Krishna is engaged in tending to the cows. Surabhi Abhipalayantam. So she is glorifying that just like we are many, but like chakora birds, but there is one moon. And he is like the sun, and we are the eyes. So there are many eyes, but there is only one sun. Sun is said to be the eye of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in Virat Roop. So similarly, she is glorifying. Yet her beauty is like the sun, while the beauty of all these queens is like stars. And in the morning, the stars are still there, but do you see them when the sun is out? No. When the sun is fully shining and there is no cloud in the sky, you can't see any of the stars because the sun is so powerful. Similarly, the beauty of Radharani is overwhelming all the queens, and their beauty is completely diminished in the presence of Radharani. So now, not just Radharani, the gopis who are there, so there are 100 groups of gopis, actually 108 given in the Shastras. So Queen Rukmini and all the queens, they worship each of these groups one by one in turn. And such worship, they make sure as the evening comes, the dusk time comes, they go to sleep very nicely on very elegant beds, right? So they're making sure that they are really treating these gopis who are exalted devotees of Lord Krishna. Because all these gopis, they were just satisfied. Lalita, Vishakha, they were just fanning with their chamar and morpunk as Lord Krishna was being worshipped by Radharani. And all other gopis were engaged in providing paraphernalia and arrangements. And all this paraphernalia is actually expansion of Lord Balarāma. So all the paraphernalia that's being used in worship of Shri Shri Radha Krishna is Lord Balarāma expanding into the form of this paraphernalia. So he is also as Ananta Shesha when he creates the bed on which Lord expands as Vishnu form, and he is resting. So all these queens, they are so nicely treating. So this is loving reciprocation. It's all about giving. So when a devotee sees another devotee, he becomes jubilant, he becomes joyful. The happiness starts pouring. So that's why when we see Vaishnava Tilak, right then and there we become joyful. When Lord Hanuman, he crossed and jumped over all the way to Sri Lanka, he saw the Tulsi plant in the courtyard of Vibhishan. And he said, Tulsi is a great worshipper of Lord Ram. So he became jubilant. And when he saw, Vibhishan and that Vartalap of Hanuman and Vibhishan, the conversation between Hanuman and Vibhishan is glorified as how two devotees, even though across different countries they see each other, they become happy. They become joyful, they are pleased, they are thrilled, their heart is overwhelmed with love of Godhead, and they embrace each other. That's the way all these queens are embracing the various groups of gopis, making sure that these gopis are nicely resting. And afterward, Queen Rukmini and all the queens, all the 16,108 queens, they return back to Lord Krishna. And they are saying that Lord Krishna, all the gopis have gone to sleep. Why not sleeping? So Queen Rukmini is conversing with Lord Krishna while all other queens, 16,107, are watching. And Queen Rukmini, so now Satyabhama is not speaking anymore. You can understand. Because all her pride has been smashed. She saw like hundreds of Samantaka jewels on the throne, and Radharani is not even, paying attention to them. She has them bedecked in the, she has them, used as an ornament on the throne, while her Samantaka jewel was worshipped in a temple. So she is understanding how, exalted Radharani is. And Rukmini is asking that all the gopis have gone to sleep. Why are you not sleeping? Then Lord Krishna reveals to her that actually the daughter of Vishbhanu and Kirtida Sundari, Srimati Radharani, she has not gone to sleep. And that's why unless she goes to sleep, I cannot go to sleep. And Radharani, before she can go to sleep, she always takes a cup of milk, a glass of milk. So Rukmini Devi immediately realizes, oh, I did not know this. So she immediately goes with the queens and she offers a hot glass of milk in a golden goblet. She's offering it to Radharani, a sweetened milk with sugar. And so Radharani, she drinks that milk. And then, seeing that Radharani has taken the milk and she has gone to sleep, all the queens again come back to Lord Shri Krishna. And at that time, Lord Krishna seems to be lying down and ready to go to sleep. So Queen Rukmini, feeling that she should do some service, she starts pressing his feet. And as she's pressing his feet, suddenly she sees that at the bottom of his feet, and at his sole, there are blisters. And she's amazed. When did this blister come? Means they were not there earlier. How did the blister appear? And this must be so painful for Lord Shri Krishna. Lord Vasudeva must be in so much pain. So she's amazed at that. She asks, oh my dear Lord, how did this blister come at the sole of your feet? So Lord Krishna smiles and says that Radharani always has my lotus feet in her heart. So I can never leave her heart. My feet can never leave her heart even for a moment. So I'm residing in her heart. Right? And the milk you gave was hot. You did not give her warm milk. So the hot milk caused her throat to burn and her heart to burn. And because of that burn, since my feet are always in her heart, she was always having, meditating on my feet in her heart, my feet were burned. Hearing this, Queen Rukmini, along with all the queens of Lord Krishna, they're amazed with this wondrous effect that their Radharani drank this milk, which was hotter than she normally drinks, that caused blister in Lord Krishna's feet. So that is a loving reciprocation that's going on constantly between Lord Krishna and Radharani. So those are the glories. So Lord Krishna, when he reciprocates with his devotee, and especially with Radharani and the gopis, all the Yadavas, all the descendants of Yadavas, all the inhabitants of Dwarka, they knew if Lord Vasudeva leaves, then he is not coming back. Because he can never leave the sight of Radharani, he can never leave the sight of gopis. So they pleaded to Lord Vasudeva, so please don't go. And that's why Lord Vasudeva gave his message to Lord Balarāma. And Lord Balarāma got on his chariot. Now this is also another glory of Lord Balarāma. He is Adi Guru. So Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Lord Balarāma is the Supreme Personality of Servitor Godhead. Actually, Acharyas explained there is no difference between Lord Krishna and Lord Balarāma. If Lord Krishna, his complexion is like the dark bluish complexion, like of a rainy cloud, of a monsoon cloud, Lord Balarāma's complexion is whitish, just like of a bright spring cloud. The white cloud that we see, just like cotton color. So that's his complexion. So they are both cloudish complexion. And so there is no difference. Yet at the same time, their pastimes, their mood are different, where Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, where Lord Balarāma is the Supreme Personality of Servitor Godhead. Both are Vishnu Tattvas, but Lord Balarāma takes pleasure in serving Lord Krishna. And you can imagine, Lord Balarāma is feeling this separation from the inhabitants of Vṛndāvana, right? The residents of Vṛndāvana, Nand Maharaj, Mother Yashoda, all the elderly cowherd men and the cowherd ladies, as well as all the gopis and all the Gopa boys and all his friends and relatives, everyone, he is feeling this separation. Yet he is going, so he is shown to be more merciful. That's why spiritual master is more merciful to us than Lord Krishna. He bestows his mercy very quickly. He even bestows the mercy of Lord Krishna to us very quickly. So that is glorified where Lord Balarāma is going to Vṛndāvana instead of Lord Krishna. But he is taking this message of Lord Krishna. Yet at the same time as Lord Sankarshan is going to Vṛndāvana, we know that as Acharyas have explained, Lord Balarāma and Lord Krishna are always in Vṛndāvana just in aparakrat bhav, in madhurya, aparakrat bhav. Where here it is prabhav manifestation in Dwarka, as Lord Vasudeva and Lord Sankarshan they are staying. So Lord Sankarshan is the one who's getting on his chariot and going to Vṛndāvana. And there, as he enters Vṛndāvana, he is appearing as Lord Balarāma. Non-different, people cannot identify because you need transcendental vision and the Shastra Chakshush of the Acharyas. So again, by the scriptures and the commentaries given by Acharyas, Chakshush means eyes, Shastra means scriptures. So the scriptures which has amazing transcendental commentaries, ecstasies of Acharyas, that we are able to get into these pastimes and understand them and make an effort. We can't even scratch the surface of these pastimes with our puny intelligence. Rather, we have to always understand the instructions of the Acharyas, of instruction of our spiritual master, to be able to even come to some realization. So here Lord Balarāma is, he goes in Vṛndāvana, he goes and meets all the cowherd men and elderly ladies, and he meets Nand Baba and Yashoda Mai. So as he meets all the elderly cowherd men and the gopis, they are inquiring, how is Krishna, how is Vasudeva, father of Lord Vasudeva Krishna, and how is Devaki doing? And they are saying, it is by great benediction that you and Krishna went to, Lord Balarāma and Krishna went to Mathura, that this demoniac king Kans has been killed, he has been annihilated, and so many other demoniac kings have been killed by you too. So Lord Balarāma is reciprocating with them as they are glorifying as how Lord Krishna and Lord Balarāma they went. So they are also respecting that there was a reason why Lord Krishna had to leave. Yet at the same time they are in the mood of separation. So this is love. Lust is, or if he has not come back, I don't need him. That's the mood, and I would have someone else replace him. So that is the mood in a material world. That, if he is on our side, and this is Asurim Bhava Mashrita, right? This is demoniac thinking. This is the mentality Duryodhana had. When Lord Krishna came as peace messenger, he said that Lord Krishna will make him come to our side. At that time, Vidurji said, this is not possible. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and he has already committed himself to Pandavas. So at that time, Duryodhana said, okay, if he is not coming to our side, then we will arrest him. So that's a demonic mentality. And Vidurji again said, don't be foolish. Don't be such a stupid person. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You can't capture, you can't arrest Krishna. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is God, So, but Duryodhana was like, no. He's just a mystic. That's how he always thought of Krishna. He did not have any devotion in his heart. He was always looking at lustful ways, how to gather more and more and how to enjoy in this material world. So that was his. And he was a great politician, yes. He followed every rule in politics to benefit himself. While Lord Krishna broke every rule to benefit the humankind, his devotees and all the humanity. So that's the difference. Sometimes people can be saying the right thing, but with the wrong purpose in their mind. That's an important lesson to learn. And sometimes people may be ready to give up the right thing for the right purpose. So again, even though in Shastra say that in Kali age, there should not be a sannyasi, yet at the same time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is Antar Radha Bahar Krishna, Antar Krishna Bahar Radha. So he is not different from Radharani and Krishna. He is Radharani and Krishna together as one. Inside, it is Krishna himself, but appearing in the mood of Radharani and the external complexion of Radharani. So he took sannyas to teach that it is important to do this for the benefit of humanity. And so many in the parampara systems of their sannyasis, they are taking on this role for the benefit of humanity. So this is where the sannyas ashram is still maintained. So there are so many aspects in Kali age. But here Lord Krishna himself is showing that, with various pastimes, that he breaks the rule for the benefit of humanity. because there is a higher rule. He is at a spiritual level. We cannot look at the rules which are being created and influenced by the modes of material nature also. So there are various rules, they have that implication. But of course, Chaturvarna Maya system, Guna Karma Vibhagasha. So the 4 Varnas, the Varnashram Dharma has been established by Lord Krishna himself. And Manu Samhita provides the rules that are to be followed by the mankind. Manu is the father of mankind. And Vivasvata Manu is the current Manu, son of Vivasvans, the sun god. So here, the glories are being identified, and Lord Balaram, he is reciprocating. And all these cowherd men, they are reciprocating with love, that how is Krishna, how is Lord Vasudeva, and when he meets Nand Maharaj and Yashoda Mai, they embrace him, and they are, making him sit in their lap. So they are embracing him in such a manner, and his body parts are being drenched with the love that's flowing from their eyes in the form of tears. These are the tears of love that they are embracing Lord Balaram. And you can imagine, Lord Balaram himself is feeling separation from Lord Vasudeva, right? Lord Vasudeva is in Dwarka, Lord Sankarshan is in Vṛndāvana, meeting all the Vrindavan Vasis. Yet at the same time, he is appreciating the love the residents of Vrindavan Vasis, the residents of Vrindavan, they have for Lord Shri Krishna. And in that love, he is feeling completely immersed. Iti dirk swalila bhirananda kunde. As we read in Damadashkam, that in the love of Lord Krishna, the residents of Vrindavan, they are constantly taking dips, just like we take a dip in an ocean or in a sea. He's constantly feeling that, being immersed, being showered by that love of Godhead in the form of tears of Nand Maharaj and Yashoda Mai. And Nand Baba and Yashoda Mai, they say that we feel protected, so you are our protector. They are showing. And Lord Balaram is grown up. So Lord Balaram's form is much older. So he's appearing as an older brother of Lord Krishna, and his form is shown to be much older, appearing older than Lord Krishna. He's also taller than Lord Krishna, and that's one of the ways. When we see Gauranitai, right, in the temple, we always identify Nityananda Prabhu with his hand little higher than Lord Gauranga. So that's one way. So as we see, on the left side we see, from our side, we see the left side is Nityananda Prabhu and the right side is Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So Nityananda Prabhu's arm is little higher than Gauranga Mahaprabhu's arm. So from their side, of course, on the right is Nityananda Prabhu, left is Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So here, Lord Balaram, he is reciprocating with them and responding with them. And then he meets all the relatives and friends based on their individual level. So as Lord Balaram, he is meeting with cowherd men and older cowherd boys, he is touching their feet and embracing them. When he is meeting with cowherd boys who are his friends, then he is just embracing them and joking with them. So at equal level, you joke, you laugh, you inquire different things. And the ones who are younger to him, they are touching his feet, getting his mercy. And then he is embracing them with love, showing his compassion, showing reciprocation of love. And then comes all the gopis, Radharani and the gopis. They come to see Lord Balaram. So this pastime of Lord Balaram conversing with Radharani and gopis is very special, and Acharyas provide extensive commentaries on this pastime. It appears that these gopis, including Radharani, Vishakha, Chandravali, Lalita, all of them are smiling because they are maddened by the love of Godhead, right? So they are actually very unhappy in their heart because they are missing Krishna. Yet at the same time, because of the madness that's coming on them, because of the love of Godhead, because their heart is overflowing, like an ocean is overflowing with love. Can you imagine? You have seen a lake overflowing with water, you have seen a river overflowing and causing flood, but imagine an ocean overflowing with love. So that is their heart. And so they are, in that madness, they are inquiring from Lord Balaram, and the conversation is even more transcendental. So Acharyas explain, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Srila Jiva Goswami, they give extensive commentary on this. they are explaining that they are asking, how is Lord Krishna? Does he miss us? We gave up our family, we gave up our father, our mother, our brother, our sisters, our children, our husbands. We gave everything up, which is very difficult to give up. Now imagine, if you are in a family life, can you give up your parents? Just, completely ignore them when you have been called by your lover? No, it is very hard. Can you give up your own children for someone? No, it is very hard. So they gave up all this relationship. They are saying we gave up all this relationship just to satisfy Krishna. Yet he is so unfaithful. So now they are chastising Krishna. So these are exalted devotees where even their chastisement feels like flowers to Lord Krishna. And this chastisement is from a beloved to her lover. So they are saying that he is so unfaithful that he has renounced all of us. Now Acharyas explained that Lord is full in renunciation. Aishwaryasya samagrasya viryasya yashashriya jnana vairagayascheva sannam bhaga iti gana. Lord Krishna, he's full in all six potencies. So this is actually a definition given by Parashamani, father of Vyasadeva. Krishna Dvaipanya Vyasadeva. So the definition of who is Bhagwan is, actually definition of Bhagwan is one who is full in Aishwarya Samagrasya. Samagrasya means 100%, full, completely to the top. Aishwaryasya, full in Aishwarya. Aishwarya is opulence, fortune. Viryasya, who is all powerful, his full strength, all strength. Yasha, who is famous, most famous person. Shriya, who is very beautiful. And Gyan, who is the most knowledgeable. And Vairagya, who is most renounced. So this is where Lord Krishna's renunciation is being glorified. So even though it appears like the gopis and Radharani, they are rebuking Lord Krishna, but actually they are glorifying Lord Krishna in that mood of a beloved revoking her lover. And they are saying that he renounced all of us and he left for Mathura, and now he's in Dwarka. And previously, while the cowherd men, they were actually glorifying that Lord Krishna had killed so many demons, and finally all our family members, because again the Yadava's dynasty is split, and many of the residents of Vṛndāvana were from the same dynasty. We actually covered this, that Vasudeva, father of Lord Vasudeva Krishna, Vasudeva and Nand Maharaj, they are half brother, half cousins. Sursen had a Vaishya wife whose son was Nand Maharaj, and from his Kshatriya wife he had Vasudeva as his son, Anakadundubhi. That's another name for Vasudeva. And Vasudeva is father of Lord Vasudeva. So there is a subtle difference. Vasudeva is father of Lord Vasudeva. So here, Nand Maharaj and Yashoda Mai and all these residents of Vṛndāvana, they are actually expressing that finally all the residents of Mathura, the Yadu dynasty, they have come together. The Bhoja and Shabya and everyone has come together, and they're living together now in Dwarka, protected by a great fortress. So Dwarka is surrounded by this fortress, and this fort has been built by none other than Vishwakarma. So there is great, magnanimous, complex, very sophisticated engineering being used by Vishwakarma so that no demon or human can enter without permission. So there has to be a very proper check. Unlike, the effort of creating a fence around US has been proposed for quite some time. So it is, impregnable. So that is the fortress of Dwarka. So here they are jubilant, but here the gopis are saying that even though all this protection is there, what is hope for us? Is he going to ever come back? And at that time, two different group of gopis say different things. So the first group says that, those, the ladies in Dwarka, right? Those city girls, they are much more intelligent. They are not going to fall for his words, because we fell for his words because we always trusted that he said so nicely with his beautiful smile, he said, I will come back, but he hasn't come. In reality, they are unaware that Lord Krishna is in their heart, in aparakrit bhav, and he's reciprocating with them constantly. Yet at the same time they are feeling in separation, because that's how Lord Krishna is increasing their love for him. So Lord's pleasure, these are Lord's internal potencies. So his internal pleasure potencies are increasing. Radharani is his Aladini Shakti. So this, she is constantly increasing, her love is constantly increasing. And so when her love is increasing, Lord Krishna's reciprocation is increasing. There's a constant competition going on. So it is in that mood, in the mood of love, that this discussion, this conversation with Lord Balarāma is happening, and Lord Balarāma is appreciating it very much. And they are saying that these city girls are very intelligent. They are not going to fall for his unfaithful behavior of his, for his smiles. They are not going to be cheated by him. Yet the other group says, this is Srila Sridhar Swami reveals to us, that the other group says, no, no, no. His smile is so enchanting, and he's such an expert in speaking such beautiful words. He puts his thoughts in such a wonderful manner that any girl would fall a prey to him. So he can enchant anyone. Kandarapu koti kamaniya vishesha shobha. So Lord Brahma in Brahma Samhita prays that Lord Krishna's beauty is more than, Kandarpa koti kamaniya, crores of Kandarpas. So that's like 10 millions or more of Kandarpas beauty is the beauty of Lord Krishna. So he's so beautiful. And his smile is even more enchanting than, so it increases his beauty manifold. So with his sweet smile and his sweet words, no girl can resist herself. And so this conversation is going on. At that time, Lord Sankarshan, he is one who can attract. So he has this confidential message for each of the gopi that Lord Krishna has sent, right? And he attracts Lord Krishna in his mind. And so he passes on this message to each of the gopi in the confidential manner, because these are confidential messages for each of the gopis. So he passes this confidential message of Lord Krishna, thus satisfying them. Why? Because what had happened in this time? Why did Lord Balarāma go to Vṛndāvana after such a long time? This has also been revealed by Acharyas. What had happened was that the residents of Vṛndāvana, they were hoping against hope, but so much time has passed. And when they were feeling this separation, the gulf of distance between Lord Krishna and Vṛndāvana was increasing so much so that they had stopped doing their regular duties. They have even stopped eating and drinking. They had stopped. They were constantly thinking of Lord Krishna, his sweet ways, his sweet pastimes, how he was reciprocating, how he was, as a butter thief, stealing the butter in their homes, stealing the yogurt, how he was breaking with the pebbles, the pots of water as the gopis were bringing from the Yamuna river, and how he was reciprocating the stealing of clothes of the gopis, and so many pastimes. So they were constantly immersed. Not just that, but also the killing of various asuras, as well as, in the childhood itself, just as an infant baby, less than 10 days of old, he killed Putana. 3 months he killed Shaktasur, the cart demon. Little older, he brought down the 2 Yamalarjun trees. Then when they moved from Gokul to Vṛndāvana, so Gokul is another place to Vṛndāvana. Vṛndāvana, in the beginning itself, he killed, so many demons like the bird demon and so forth, Bakasur and Vatsasur and so forth. So they are all constantly thinking. And then, actually, earlier when Satyabhama had glorified her, Radharani shows how Satyabhama is an expansion. Acharya is also revealed that Radharani reveals in the same mood that because of me, Lord Krishna, he lifted Govardhan hill. So it is very much, this is where she actually reveals that she is glorifying, but she is actually glorifying that he subdued the pride of, he smashed the pride of Indra by holding this Govardhan hill, and he saved all the residents. But she was glorifying Lord Krishna while Satyabhama was glorifying herself. So there was a subtle difference in the way the glorification is happening. So all the cowherd men, all the gopis, elderly gopis, they are constantly immersed, and now these gopis, they are getting this confidential message from Lord Balarāma that Krishna has sent them. And Krishna is speaking, he is appearing in the mind of Lord Balarāma. So Lord Balarāma, he is spiritual, completely spiritual. So his
mind is not different. So this is why Acharyas also say that Lord Balaram and Lord Krishna, they are not different from each other. Lord Balaram is expansion, first expansion from Lord Krishna, yet his mood is different. His mood is in the mood of servitor. Sometimes the living entities, they say, why do we want to become a servant? So that's in arrogance, that's in delusion, that is a conditioned fallen state of mind that they are saying that. Otherwise, the very constitutional position of a living entity is that of an eternal servant. Jivera swarup hoya kishnera nityadas. So that is the swarup. That is the very constitutional position of a living entity, but in ignorance, but being deluded by this material energy, maya, pradyana, their intelligence, whatever little puny intelligence they have, it has been stolen away by this material energy, that they become arrogant to say, why should I serve Krishna? That is a very sorry state of a living entity. To think, why should I serve Krishna? We should not take to such state. We should understand that very cause of our existence is Lord Krishna. He is our Father, He is everything to us, and so we should always serve Lord Krishna. And that's cleaning of this dust on our mirror of our heart simply stands with a simple process. Just by raising our hand and chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So here we are seeing how the gopis are feeling satisfied as Lord Balaram. He is passing on this message of Lord Shri Krishna. And now Lord Balaram stayed in Vṛndāvana for 2 months. Madhu and Madhavi. So these 2 months he stayed there. So it is said that part of March and April, and then April and May. So those are the times. So that's like the spring, summer time that he stayed there. And every night Lord Balaram would perform Ras Leela with the gopis. But these are different group of gopis than the gopis who perform Ras Leela with Radharani. And Balaramji, he performed the Ras Leela at Shri Ram Ghat. So there is a place now in Vṛndāvana, Shri Ram Ghat, which is far away from the Ras Leela where Lord Krishna performed during the Sharad Purnima, that place, as well as Lord Krishna during the springtime, he performed Ras Leela on Govardhan Hill. So those are 2 different places, very different from Shri Ram Ghat. So Lord Balaram, as he is performing at night Ras Leela with the gopis, it is said that when he was performing Ras Leela, dancing with the girls, at that time, Varun, the demigod Varun, he sends his daughter Varuni, who is a consort of Lord Balaram. So she says that I have been sent by my father Varun Dev, who is the god of the oceans, god of the waters. So, demigods, right? So here, she has come to Lord Balaram, and she has been sent by her father to please Lord Balaram. So this is, she has, demigod Varun Dev, Lord of the waters, he has sent his daughter, he has given his daughter in charity to Lord Balaram. And Varuni takes the form of a arrogant liquor. So it is called a naturally appearing intoxicant. It is not a fermented liquor, it is something naturally appearing liquor made from fermentation of honey, not processed fermentation. And it is not intoxicant of this earth. So it is not, just general, the liquor and those kind of things. And it is the love of Varuni for Lord Balaram that is intoxicating. It is not she is intoxicating by her chemical composition. No, it is the love of Varuni, who is loving Lord Balaram, who is so dedicated to Lord Balaram. She is fully immersed in the love of Godhead. That is intoxicating. And it is said that she was oozing out from the Kardamba tree, the various branches and hosts of Kardamba tree. She was oozing out. So Lord Balaram, he went and tasted her. And when he tastes, so one who is a servitor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Balaram, he is already filled with love. And now he is filled more with love of Godhead. So he is feeling intoxicated. All his senses are feeling this intoxication. So his eyes are rolling. And not just him, all the gopis who are doing rasa dance with Lord Balaram, they are tasting this Varuni because he's distributing it. So this is a potency of Lord Balaram, that he is serving Lord Krishna, and we talked about this yesterday, Mama Karumakrit. So a devotee of Lord Krishna does the work of Lord Krishna. And Lord Balaram is the Supreme Personality of Servitor Godhead. He is Adi Guru, Acharyas explain. So he distributes the love of Godhead freely. So he also appears, when Lord appears as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shri Radharani and Lord Krishna, he appears as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Andhar Krishna, Bahar Radha. So inside it is Krishna, but outside with the covering of Radharani, in the mood of Radharani, and with the complexion of Radharani, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears. And Lord Balaram appears as Lord Nityananda Prabhu. And he is freely distributing the love of Godhead. So Nityananda Prabhu, he is going taking a straw of grass in his teeth. He is begging. He is begging to humanity that please take to the chanting of the holy name. Please chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So Nityananda Prabhu, he is even going to the most fallen demons of this Kali age. He is going to everyone, every household, and he is begging, I will do everything for you. Whatever you want, I will do it for you. But please take to the chanting of the holy name. So this is an exalted position, yet at the same time he is ready to serve his devotees. And this is where, he is ready to serve the mankind, just begging. And he is approaching Jagai and, Madhai, who are the most fallen. So if they are taken, then of course everyone will take. And they are so impudent, they are so cruel that they throw, a teapot, or not a teapot, a liquor pot made up of mud, and they hurt Nityananda Prabhu. And that's when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu invokes Sudarshan. He gets angry. But at the same time, mercy of Nityananda Prabhu is, he is holding on to the feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He said, no. You are Patita Pavana. You are the one who is going to be, even elevating of most fallen. You are not in this form to kill anyone. Rather, you are going to kill the impurity in the heart. That's why Cheto Darpana Machanam, Bhav Mahadavagni Nirvapanam. So this is where the heart has to be cleansed of all kind of anarthas, for all kind of attachments, the material attachment, and have to be engaged in the attachment of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna. So that is the mood of Balaramji. He is spreading this Varuni, the love of Godhead, among all the gopis. And whoever tastes this Varuni is getting intoxicated. And this is a very interesting thing. Sometimes people, they see the devotees dancing in Kirtan. And we went to one of the gentlemen, and he basically said that, I don't think you guys are following the 4 regulative principles. And we were surprised, what do you mean? They're like, I think all the devotees are completely intoxicated. There is no way a devotee can dance the way, a man can dance, the way you guys dance for hours and hours, jumping up and down and whirling around each other, unless you are intoxicated. It is just humanly impossible. And some of them are even doctors. They claim that the devotees, yes, we are intoxicated by the love of Godhead. We are intoxicated by the ecstasy we feel, the transcendental bliss we feel when we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. It is intoxicating. This is love of Godhead. This is Lord Krishna and Radharani dancing on our tongue. How do we not get intoxicated? How do we not feel the love of God? How do we not feel the devotion? You have to be very hard-hearted not to feel that. And to be immersed in the intoxication and love of God. And this is where Lord Balaram, his eyes were rolling and all the gopis were feeling intoxicated, being immersed in the love of Godhead. And in that way, so actually, Sri Ram Ghat is where this Raslila happened. And at that time, Yamuna was flowing at a distance. So Lord Balaram in this state asked Yamuna to come to him so that he can enjoy in her waters. So when Lord Balaram asked Yamuna to come to him, and Yamuna is an expansion of Kalindi, right? Kalindi is one of the queens of Lord Vasudeva, Krishna. So here, Yamuna thinks that it seems like Lord Balaram is intoxicated. He is not in his senses. Even when Lord Krishna wants to take bath in my waters, he comes to me. Why should I go to Lord Balaram? And also, of course, it seems to be an irreligious act on his behalf to even ask me. So she is wife of Sagar, ocean. And Yamuna is thinking in this manner. So she is becoming proud and she is thinking that why should she even listen to Lord Balarāma, who is an intoxicated drunkard, not realizing that actually Lord Balarāma is intoxicated by the love of Godhead. Varuni is imbued with this love of Godhead, that she is satisfying him in such a way. Her love of Godhead is intoxicating Lord Balarāma, who is already intoxicated, even without Varuni, constantly in the love of Godhead. So she refuses. And at that time, Lord Balarāma becomes angry. He says, I will break you into hundreds of streams, hundreds of tributaries. And he invokes his plow. So he has two weapons, a club, gada, and a plow, hal. So he invokes his plow and he starts pulling Yamuna, breaking her into many tributaries. So at that time, Yamuna realizes what an offense she has committed. And she immediately bows down. So this is another place we hear that if we make a mistake, there is nothing wrong in asking for forgiveness. We should immediately be ready to rectify our mistake. And even Janaprad, should be rectified. You do not know who is an exalted devotee. Sometimes people behaving like Arishtasura sometimes think that they are very great devotee. Arishtasura appeared in the form of a bull, right? Surbhya Vipalayantam. So Lord Krishna is serving the bulls and the oxen and the cows, and he is appearing like a bull. But he is appearing in the form of a pride. Sometimes even a devotee becomes proud by thinking that they are great devotee. That mentality has to be taken away. We are all serving Lord Krishna, and we have to serve Lord Krishna as a congregation. Sankirtan Yajna. The congregational chanting is the Yajna for this age. And higher than that, the Dharma Acharyas explain is Vaishnava Seva, to serve the devotees of Lord Krishna. So we should be looking at each other and considering ourselves the most fallen. When Srila Prabhupada, he came on board, means after coming from Jalduta, he landed on the port at Boston. His poem starts with that I am the most fallen, I am the most, how will I make people hear me? How will I take your message? Yet at the same time, Lord, you make me dance, you make me dance, you make me dance as you like. So that is a mood of a devotee, considering oneself to be the most fallen and considering others to be ready to give them this knowledge, yet at the same time respecting a Vaishnava, serving a Vaishnava, and even not committing any janaprad, not committing any violence even by words. Words are sharper than any weapon that we can think of. So we have to be always speaking sweetly, yet at the same time truth should be spoken as it is. Yes, palatable if possible, but truth should be spoken as it is. There should not be any compromise. Sometimes we see people making compromises, which is a sorry state again. Here, Lord Balarāma, the moment he invokes her, Yamuna, she falls down at his feet and she says, oh my dear Lord, I did not realize your supreme position. You are the supreme personality of Godhead. Please forgive me. I am a soul surrendered unto your lotus feet. When she surrenders to Lord Balarāma, he stops. And now Yamuna moves closer. So that's why Yamuna, which was at a great distance from Sri Ram Ghat, actually moves. That's why Ghat comes in, because Yamuna has moved. So the Ghat is the bank is there. And Lord Balarāma, who is glowing like, the king of the elephants, Airavat, along with all the gopis. So these gopis are different gopis, right? So these gopis are different gopis. They are the gopis who do ras dance with Lord Balarāma. And Shankachura pastime, we saw how Lord Krishna and Lord Balarāma, they were both doing pastimes with different set of group of gopis. So Lord Krishna's set of group of gopis was satisfied by the message that Lord Balarāma brought. Now the group of gopis, these are much younger gopis than Lord Krishna's gopis, and they were doing Raslila with Lord Balarāma. Lord Balarāma, along with them, he enters the waters of Yamuna, and he plays in Yamuna with the gopis, just like Airavat, the king of the elephants, is playing with many she-elephants. So that has been identified. And when he comes out feeling fully satisfied, having a fresh flower, Vaijanti Mala is being offered, long, going all the way to the knees. And it is very interesting that Lord Balaram, previously when he was intoxicated, he was wearing one earring. Now Goddess Kanti gives him a new set of ornaments, and Lord Balaram dresses himself in blue. So that's why we always see Lord Balaram dressing as blue, Lord Nityananda dressing as blue. Now we also talked about why he wears blue, because Lord Krishna's complexion is bluish. Why Radharani wears blue clothes like that of rainy cloud? Because Lord Krishna's complexion. And why does Lord Krishna wear yellow clothes? Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vṛndāvaneshwari. Radharani's complexion is like that of a molten gold. So that is the color of clothes that Lord Krishna wears. And when he discards his clothes, he gives it to Uddhav. Uddhav accepts those clothes and he wears the clothes that Lord Krishna passes on to him. So again, there is also already a parampara coming out where the spiritual master passes on his things sometimes to his disciples. And his disciples accept it with open arms, with gratitude. Because this is mercy of a spiritual master that they are getting. And sometimes the subtle blessings are more, sweeter than the visible blessings. So Srila Prabhupada, he passed his shoes to some of his devotees, his clothes to some of his devotees, even his gloves and his cap. Yet at the same time, many blessings that he passed on were so subtle but so glorifying, like he passed on how to cook for Krishna to Yamuna Mataji. So everybody that we have met glorifies about her cooking. Yet at the same time, when Palika Devidasi, a disciple of Srila Prabhupada, Her Grace, she was constantly cooking for Srila Prabhupada. Once Srila Prabhupada saw Yamuna Devi, Her Grace Yamuna Devi, she is no more. So he asked her, "Are you teaching the other ladies how to cook like I taught you?" Then her other disciples, she said, lady disciples, they said, "No, Prabhupada, she is not teaching us." Then Prabhupada also told her that you must teach others what you have received, because if you don't, then you will become envious. So if we don't share the wealth of knowledge that we are getting and we are hoarding it to ourselves, then we become envious. That is being taught, instructed by Srila Prabhupada. So if we get something which is very beautiful, very amazing, then we should always share it with others, because just like happiness multiplies, transcendental bliss exponentially grows. It doesn't just multiplies. It exponentially grows, overwhelming all the emotions and all of the worlds that we surround ourselves in. So that is the mood of a devotee. And here, Lord Balaram, he dresses very nicely as various paraphernalia is being offered to him by Goddess Kanti, who is again an expansion of Radharani, an expansion of Goddess of Fortune. And even though Lord Balaram stayed in Vṛndāvana for 2 months and every night he performed Rasa Leela with his gopis, it appeared that it was just like a single night. So it was so fresh. The aspect is that every night was so fresh that it just appeared to be one night. So that is showing that ever increasing ecstasy and Navina, always, rejuvenated, always feeling fresh. That was the pastime of Lord Balaram. So this is where this chapter ends. And we see how Lord Balaram as Lord Nityananda is constantly spreading the love of Godhead. Well, talking about Lord Nityananda, once Advaita Acharya, he asked Haridas Thakur, "How is this Nityananda Prabhu, when you go out with him?" And Haridas Thakur was saying that it's very dangerous to be with Nityananda Prabhu when he goes out. He is going from home to home, every house to house, he is begging, "Please chant the holy name of Lord Krishna, please chant, name of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please take to the devotional service, please, take to the chanting of the holy name. Sankirtan Yajna is the yajna for this age." And sometimes he would go inside the houses and he would steal their butter and yogurt and he would run away. And those household, those householders, they would come out with sticks in their hand, and since he has run away, they see that I'm always with him, I'm chastised by these householders. And sometimes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is asking Nityananda Prabhu, only then Nityananda Prabhu will carry out an activity, but he would carry out with such an emotion. So Nityananda Prabhu would do all these activities, and it was very dangerous. In the case of Jagai Madhai, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu invoked Sudarshan, how Nityananda Prabhu held to his lotus feet, and he said that no, you have appeared as Patita Pavan and you cannot kill anyone. This is not your incarnation that kills the material bodies. Rather, you purify the souls, you purify them. So Nityananda Prabhu as Adi Guru. So again, to us, the only hope we have to be able to, taste the nectar of the love of Godhead is to take shelter of our spiritual master, who is in further expansion of Nityananda Prabhu. And this invocation happens simply with the chanting of the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So today we covered how we can awaken genuine feelings of loving surrender in our hearts. How we can love God, how we can surrender ourselves by engaging in service, by engaging in devotional service with humility, with tolerance, with gratitude, understanding that this is a great mercy of the Lord, so that we can acquire the higher taste in the holy names of Shri Shri Radha Krishna. So thank you very much. And today, this is where this chapter ends. And now we'll be doing Srimad Bhagavatam. We'll be doing Nasimadev prayers. Hare Krishna. Gantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Go Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.
Srila Singhadev Bhagwan ki jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Anant Kori Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna,